In this video, I'm going to show an example how you can save state of your game with using visual scripting. So let's get started. Right here, I have a scene that I'm going to work with. So I have some resources that we can gather. And in this video, I'm going to show how you can save the state of the resources. Now, in the next video, I'm going to show how you can add on top of this and make it so that after a certain amount of time, the resources are going to reappear. I'm going to start working with this rock right here. Currently, I have a script right here that is handling that process of mining that rock. And right before I destroy this object, I've created this custom event trigger that's called destroyed. And that is what we're going to use. So I created another flow machine or a script machine. I am using Bolt for this tutorial, not visual scripting, because I had the scene made in previous version of Unity, but it should be exactly the same for visual scripting as well. So right here, I already created a custom event that I'm going to be using. What we want to do is actually on destroy to save the state. The easiest way to save a state in visual scripting is by creating a saved variable. So we can just say set saved variable. And for here, let's just use a Boolean since we have just two states that we care about. Either the rock is there or it's not. And I'm going to set it to true. But the interesting part is what we're going to set for the name of this variable. We have multiple rocks here, and the variable that we use here should be unique. Now we can't just go here and create an ID variable for our object. And let's make it a string, and we'll just say rock1. And then in this code, we can just use that ID. If we have a lot of same items like resources in the scene, that might take some time to create. In this video, I'm going to just leave it at rock1. We'll take a look at how we can simplify it in a later video. After we have successfully saved that variable, we can use this variable to determine the state of this object at the start of the game. I'm going to use the start event and check if we have that variable set or not. In visual scripting, it's going to be if, but in Bolt, it's called a branch. So let's just use a branch. And for the input, we can look for has saved variable. For the name, we can pass the same ID that we used to save it. And now we can choose what we want to do if the variable is actually saved. So if the variable is saved, that means it's true. And on true, what we're going to do is actually just destroy this object and call self. And just like that, we should be able to save the state of this game object. Right now, it's only applied to this rock. So let's click play and see if it works. So let's go straight to this rock right here and let's try to mine it. Okay, it's gone. And let's also mine the one next to it so we can test, make sure it only works for that one. So now if I restart the game, on start, we shouldn't see one of those rocks, but the other ones should still reappear. And there we go. You can see that the middle one is no longer there, but this one is still here. So we can quickly go and apply the same logic to the other rocks. Let's convert this to a script. So I'll call it save state. And now we can copy this component, go inside here and paste the component as new here. We also have to remember that we need to add the ID. So let's call this a rock2. And we can do the same thing for the other ones as well. So I made the same configuration for other rocks as well, except I created a different IDs. So now we should be able to mine all of these rocks. And if we restart the game, those rocks are no longer there. So you can do the same thing with the tree. I can just add the same script to the trees and they're going to save the state as well. You can use this technique for other things as well, like opening doors or creating bridges. So anything that you need to save a certain state for a specific object, you can use this technique. But for resources, I'll expand on this in the next video and show how you can actually respawn it. Thanks for watching. Be sure to click on that like button if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.